Welcome back to Music Theory Logic. My name's Andrew, and today I thought it'd be fun to show you how we can take a melody that doesn't necessarily sound that great. Maybe you'll disagree, but we can make it sound completely new through effects processing. We're going to be using some delay, some effects printing, some reverb, and maybe some other stuff. I'm going to try to keep it short and concise. Let's go ahead into the logic session. So if you find these videos helpful, you would help me out a ton by subscribing to the channel. So we're going to take this melody, which I'll play the whole track right now. It sounds like this, what we're working with. Cool, so nothing super crazy going on there. I just built this pretty quickly to demonstrate this technique. So if I take a melody that sounds like this, let's first send it through some delay. I'm going to be using H delay from Waves. Really like this delay. It's pretty just simple to use. It's going to sound like this. Cool. Let's take that and let's print it into place. So the idea with this is you're going to want to just get creative, have some fun, no rules. We're kind of building a sound effect. This is going to seem like something you hear a lot in commercial sort of hip hop. First of all, if I take that, I'm going to reverse it so that we could potentially sample that. So you first are going to want to convert this to a new audio track. What that's going to do is it's going to make it so that you're not reversing this original audio when you do that. So now it's a new one, hit reverse, and that backwards sounds like this. So you can find a cool section, and like honestly, you could use something like that on its own. That, with our drums and everything else, sounds like this. Cool, let's continue with that one. Let's make it move a little bit more. Let's add some of built-in tremolo. Just default Logic. If you have a newer version of Logic, it's going to look a little different. Same fundamental principle. You can go through some presets. Now here's the crazy thing. We could put all of that through a different kind of delay. Let's go with like a quarter note ping pong delay. On its own now sounds like this. Sounds pretty cool. We could bounce that in place. I could then slow this down a bunch. If you hold Option when you drag an audio file, if you have destructive editing turned on, it's going to do this kind of thing. Now, because we slowed it down, I could undo that. Still, it sounds in time by slowing it down. Let's see, we want to do double that. You can use the loop tool as like a ruler to let's see, observe your measures from. So since this is double the length, it should be in time. Cool. Now it's obviously really soft. We could use some basic logic compression. Other instruments. Let's just hear this with our drums. Maybe we bring in a chord there, but we make it a lot less movement. Just kind of do the one chord. Cool. So really, I'm kind of happy with that, how that sounds, but we could keep going. I could put it through like a Leslie or a pseudo Leslie rotary cabinet, the sound of a speaker rotating inside that wooden box with us recording the audio on the outside. So you could obviously go back in and sample the original forward string line. There might be some dissonance created by different notes happening at the same time, but it's already kind of like a dark sounding instrumental that we've created, which again, originally it sounded like this. Without the delay, it sounded like this. And then finally, after all of those effects and printing, we made it sound like this. Pretty cool. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Not the craziest beat in the world, but you could imagine that if you take a sample or you take some sort of melody you don't really like or you don't know where to go with it, and you just start throwing some effects on it, printing it, reversing it, figuring out what you like. Since you're changing it a ton, you can be a better judge of how it sounds when you are really close to something and you're like the architect, you're writing every little nuance in the piece. We get a lot of like inside the work, and sometimes it's helpful to step back, and that's one of the great things about effects processing in the modern world. So hopefully you found that helpful. If you found that helpful, you'd help me out a ton by subscribing to the channel. And if you do, I'll see you next time. Cheers, and be kind to your fellow human being. Till next time.